Welcome to the Scottie and Sylvia show. We are best friends who keep our finger on the pulse of the culture. I'm Scottie Beam.
And I'm Sylvia Obell. And on this show, we talk about it all, from our favorite actors to our favorite affirmations.
From Black joy to Black drama.
And just a sprinkle of Caucasian chaos every now and again.
Welcome to the Scottie and Sylvia show, where we speak our minds like it's our full-time job and have so much fun doing it. I'm Scottie Beam, and truth is, I am tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray, but where are you? And that's what I'm saying. That's all I have, Sylvia, to give. I am exhausted. I have been outside too much. All right, Sylvia, your turn.
And I'm Sylvia Obell. It's always funny coming in after all that. I actually, I would say I'm tired, but Mama spent her first weekend in the house.
Oh my God,
baby! I ain't going nowhere. I went to the spa Friday during the day, rejuvenated myself, went home, stayed home all day Saturday, only left the house Sunday for a brunch, and came back home where I continued to rest. And baby, is this what everybody else feels like when they actually sit down on the weekend? Because let me tell you what. I feel refreshed. I feel refreshed.
I am jealous. I'm happy for you.
You're going to spend the next 3 days in the house.
Should have happened to me.
New York was popping. But New York was popping this weekend.
On fire.
I was jealous. I said, damn, had I known, I would have stayed at the JFK when I landed from Barbados.
Sylvia, what you did was way better. The rest that you got, I can't wait to get. I have planned it out already. But I am exhausted, y'all.
I can't. Yes. I don't even know how you did all that after Barbados, friend.
Back to back.
Because we was in Barbados for 10, 15, 11 days.
Mm-hmm. Guys, we are talking about crop over.
That itinerary, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't for the week.
Okay, the fact that they had us party, another club.
That Lady Gaga clip,
for real.
That was us. No, actually, we're not exaggerating.
No.
Just switch plane with bus.
Yes,
bus. Another club. Boat. Another club. Boat. Bus again. Like, it's just not a game.
We didn't even have time to think about how exhausted we were. And so Sylvia said, I did. But I really didn't.
Scottie's Caribbean blood carried her across some couple of finish lines where mine said no. Y'all are built different. I'm just gonna let's just talk about y'all are built different in the Caribbean because y'all party like this. Like, in Africa, we party late. Like, the party will go into the morning, but it won't start again in the morning. Like, It's like we're not leaving the party at 3 and going to one at 6:30. That's wild. We're leaving the party at 6:30 and going to bed for the rest of the day.
I wish I would have recorded Sylvia's face. There was a fete in the morning. It started like at 6 a.m. Sylvia getting on that bus, top number one, the funniest moment ever, because she didn't want to talk to nobody. Sylvia's not really a morning person until she gets like her things to get, like, okay, like I got
coffee, just a little day. Let me talk to God first. Something.
Baby, people was ready to turn up. Sylvia was like, not yet. Please respect my privacy at this time. Like, I just
I wish I had a sign. I just couldn't bring it together because also it was 6:30 in Barbados. It's 3:30 in the morning in LA, y'all. Right. It's crazy. I was just there. My body was there, but the rest of me wasn't. That I tapped at that party. I caught the early bus home. I said, is there an early bus?
I told everybody. I'm like, don't talk to Sylvia right now. Sylvia, she was like, hello, everyone. Like, it was very quick, short. And I was like, not right now. Maybe when we get to the party.
Ooh, the stamina is crazy. And Scottie, Belizean, how you say Belizean bean? Them roots were showing. Because I said, hello, sis. How are you doing? She was, girl, it was an opportunity. I will say it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to observe the parties and the fetes. And but I had to speak on that stamina first. Because I'm gonna give it to y'all. Y'all win. Y'all win. All my Caribbean friends, I see why y'all party like y'all are able to party like y'all do. It's in y'all blood, and like I respect that. But I can't live like that week to week. I don't. Crop over might be like a once in a lifetime thing for me.
But maybe just once in a life.
Years.
Okay.
Maybe. Maybe I'll rock it again, but I'm gonna have to get there before I'm 40 because, baby, this is a young person's
Woman's game.
I wish I did it in my 20s because I will say, like, my favorite. I'll get to it. Like, my favorite part of the trip. I think to me, like, well, no, my favorite part of the trip was the boat because we love a boat. We love a catamaran. We love a yacht. We love water. We was in them. We was in there. We was in. Scottie literally was swan diving into the ocean as the clearest water I ever did see. Like, this is how God intended the ocean to look.
Thank you.
Americans, we have lost the plot because the ocean is not supposed to look the way it does.
First of all, the fact that there was somebody that would open their mouth, somebody I will not name, said that, "Ooh, have you seen the Miami water?" Let me tell you something. I'll slap you the next time you say anything. I'm not naming the person.
I don't even know who you are.
Because I've always said since my first time going to Barbados, which was like the top of this year, actually, I was like, this is the clearest water I've ever seen. I've ever seen in my life. I can see
to the bottom. If I looked hard enough, King Triton, Sebastian and Flounder, I could have found them. I could have found
Nemo and all of them.
Dory, saw them. Could have seen them all.
All of them. Aquaman, whoever it is that you love, is down there in that water. Shout out to Jason Momoa.
Aquaman. I was if I saw Jason Momoa, I'd go. I'd try.
I would have dove a little deeper. I definitely would have been under
all of them, wherever.
But I was saying that, Sylvia, and then somebody had said, "Okay, but have you seen the Miami water?" And let me tell you how I almost pounced, but I didn't. There's nowhere in America that has great water. There's nowhere. So I just want to say, I loved everything about Crop Over. I think I want to do this every single year, Sylvia. So we may have to muster up the strength.
Oh, baby, take another
next
friend.
year.
You know, you should take a friend every year.
No.
All the girls
are going.
Let me tell you what, y'all. I had a blast. Like I said, I love the water. I love the gorgeous country, gorgeous citizens. I see how Rihanna is from there, easy. And what I really appreciated was just the freedom, like just the liberation women were like experiencing there, because like there's like respectability politics were out the window. Yeah. I don't know how they were able to, like, how it got there. I'm sure it was a journey, but like the way women are able to just come out to these parties, like bodies out, no matter what your body looks like, like sexy, pawn sexy. Like it was like every time I left the house, I said, "Oh, I got too many clothes on." Who knew? Like, and I thought I had maybe not enough clothes on, but then there was even less when I would get there. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm still wearing too many items." Like the girls were wearing like bikini bottoms, nets, fishnet, nothing, like bras, swimsuits. Like I love that everybody was half naked at every event, and it was just like, regardless of body types, like as a plus size girl, usually you see women like trying to hide their bellies or their thighs or their cellulite or their, just covering up the curves. And it's like, and I mean, we're not a modest country, America, so hear me when I say times that by 5. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, why do you have pants on? Like, when we went to Juve, it was like, why do you have pants on? I was like, oh, like, I didn't realize it would be a thing. But, like,
them legs out.
It was so liberating to see women, because it also was just, like, there was, like, just no judgment. You know what I mean? Like, there was no, like, oh, she's half naked, or, like, oh, she's really, blah, blah. Like, it was everybody. And everybody was being desired, no matter their body type. Like the Caribbean
everybody
men,
can steal a wine. Everybody can steal a wine.
And to explain how Juve works in particular, like they call it 4-day in Barbados. Like, let me give it a try. Let me see what I learned. But like it's like it starts at 2 a.m. and it's like you're on. Well, in our case, you're on a track. Sometimes I hear you're on a road or something like that. But it's like it's dark and there's paint, and there's water, and there's rum. And it's like you're just going around, and everybody's dancing and throwing water and throwing paint and dancing and throwing water and throwing paint and dancing. And really, like, minus the extreme winding that's going on, a lot of I felt like my inner child was just like because you're doing all the things that you're not supposed to do. Like it was like you can make a mess, you can be a mess, you can like spill things on people, you can just go up to strangers and like embrace them and like just dance with them. And then there was like a traveling bar that follows you upon the road. Yes. And it's like, yes. And you can fill up your water. They gave me a water bottle, and LOL, I didn't even tell you this, Scottie. I filled it up with water at first, thinking it was for hydration. When Beatrice said for it to be empty, I said, "Oh, I poured out the water because that's my bad for trying to hydrate." Nuh-uh. They filled it up with rum punch, and so you're just drinking, dancing, and making a mess, and just being with just a ton of vibe, and you're doing it from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Never in my life have I partied for 6 hours. And let me tell you something about the niggas I was with. These niggas didn't want to leave. Scottie included. They was acting at 8 a.m. like we had been there for an hour and a half. Yeah. And I was like,
Juve is my favorite part. Juve is my favorite fet.
But
yeah, Juve is my top. And for those who have done Juve in other areas and more ghetto areas like Labor Day Parade, like me, you're automatically thinking that 17 fights are going to break out and you got to protect your neck and that you got to make sure you got eyes on your back and everything. It was nothing like that in Barbados because at first I get all nervous because it's alcohol and joy and music and dancing and all those things. But I think, sometimes things can go to the left when alcohol is introduced, but it wasn't like that here. So I loved that I didn't have to worry about wearing makeup, didn't have to worry about my hair and what it looked like. I didn't have to worry about any of these things that we have societally, we have to think about when we go outside. Just to go outside and enjoy myself, dance how I want to dance, throw that ass the way I want to throw it. Okay. Whine it the way I want to whine. Like and it's the fact that niggas don't want to talk to you like, hey, what's your name? Like a few, hey, how you doing? What's your name? All this stuff. It's just dancing. We're going to dance and we move on. We dance, move on.
And we move on. And they moving on quick. It's quick. It's like a train. It's like
dance,
next person.
That's it. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have a discussion on where we came from. No. Come and get this wine and be out of here. Got a blast.
And thank you. And also people just dancing because in New York, we used to have to go to certain parties to get actual dancing, like Grits and Biscuits or like specific parties where people were going to dance. In LA, it's even less than that. People actually dancing on the floor. I'm like, I forgot what it's like to go to a party and the man to just grab your hips. And dance.
And dance.
It's like we've lost that here.
Yeah.
I feel like
I truly believe that. But like they still have parties out here. People are reminding me now that I can go to a fet out here in Brooklyn
somebody
somewhere.
DM'd me that there's a Juve in LA. I had
no
clue.
I ain't gonna do it because the way that I showed my ass in Barbados, I can't show my ass out here like that.
Cause y'all know
Hell no.
That's crazy. Like I have to see you again. The joy
Absolutely.
of the doing it in Barbados is we're never gonna see these people again. Until maybe next year this time. So it's like, but doing it with people who you're familiar with. I think there's, like I said, there's just there was the freedom, liberation, like no judgment, not thinking about like, ain't that girl with the pocket? Like none of that. It's like, I'm just here, a woman having fun. Free of respectability politics
and then to be able to play mass, like let's just give me a second, to be able to put on the costume and rejoice in, first of all, being able to look otherworldly, because everybody looked fucking incredible. Gorgeous. And just the way, I mean, men too, y'all look amazing, y'all look great, but the way that we dressed, it just felt like we really are God. Like the black woman is God. And it just it reflected that to me. And I felt that. I felt powerful in the costume. I love that the colors were able to play off of my skin complexion. I love the fact that my skin complexion got 7 shades darker and it was able to really tap into the colors that I wore. The feathers, I just felt like a phoenix. I felt beautiful. Like I felt incredible.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, honey. But like gorgeous. Crop over really is, them celebrating the what is it, to mark another successful year in, what is it, fest?
Like, you mean originally?
Yeah, a successful year in harvest, like a harvest year that's actual
like
successful
literal crop.
Right. So, of course, enslaved, all that stuff, it exists.
Yeah, there was some slavery.
But this was their way of them celebrating. You know, the planters had a different way of trying to reinforce and get them to come back, you know, giving them these wines and things like that. But they had their own idea of celebrating crop over. So this was literally how they celebrated. But it really does resemble and reflect joy. It is by far the best trip that I've ever had. Also thanks, you know, to BTMI, like they really held us down.
They took care of us.
It definitely, for the time and space that I am in right now, I got to tap into my womanhood and my Black womanhood, and also tap into my Caribbean parts. You know, like, I am Caribbean. I know a lot of people be like, bitch, you don't say nothing. But I do. I say it a lot. But let's just talk about this too. Just a little quick cert. DJs, if y'all not, say Belize just once. I'd like to feel represented in some way.
I felt that way at the African clubs, especially when Barack was in office. They was real mad at the Kenyans.
Say something. I understand. It's a lot of us. But like Belize one time. There's another time where I had to stare at a DJ in his eyeballs, and I said, Belize. I had to bully him into saying Belize. Okay? We here. We're celebrating. We love it just as much.
That's right.
You know?
Stand up for your people.
DJs, please don't play with me. Yes. Just say Belize just one time and I'll be all right. I don't have to I bully y'all into saying Belize. But yeah, it made me feel so good, and I felt very close to, I don't know, to everything that has raised me, that has lifted me, and also the body that has been protecting me for so long, you know, has been literally holding me down. So I just felt good.
It's been holding a lot of us down.
Oh,
because
baby.
It broke the internet a few times while we were there.
It's an era.
It's an era, baby. It's a God's favorite. You better show it off, okay?
It's an era.
Because it's like, yes, we are all thankful for that body.
No, listen, it's an era, you know? And I of course, Sylvia, like, I had my share of doubts and clearly didn't want to wear the costume because I don't feel like my body is where it needs to be. But I didn't need to fixate on that. Like, I didn't. After I had those thoughts, I was like, fuck it. We ball. We're out here.
We ball.
And
especially when
there's so many
fun. Especially when there's so many women surrounding us with even bigger bodies than ours who don't give a damn. Or even smaller. But like, I think for me, it was like the variety of bodies, and that everybody was like, I was trying to borrow from the confidence. Like, when you see women be confident, it's like, yeah, why am I tripping? Like, everybody else is just having a good time. And
yeah, it was more of like the having a good time than it was like me, I think, thinking about others. Because I think everybody else's body is beautiful. It's me and myself that I worry about. Because I hold myself into, have these different ideas of what I'm supposed to look like. And because I'm stuck on what I look like from 2015, 2011, I fixate on certain things like that. But I had to focus on the joy, nothing else. Joy took the front seat. Everything else took a back seat. I let the rum handle that. Rum, I sip from the rum and I said, girl, you just gonna have a good time. Fuck it, you're gonna have a good time. And that's what I had. It was the best. I'm gonna go every year. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to Beatrix and Tanisha. Y'all need to every year. I'm there. Please. And I'm there. Sylvia is right along with me. She's silent, but don't let that be a reflection of how she feels. She's gonna come
not.
every. You know what I'm saying? She's coming. She had a great time, but her silence is saying, "Yes, I would love to come again next year, and for future years until we have kids, and you know then we maybe can't go.
I got about maybe 2 more crop overs in me, energy-wise. But once I hit 35, it's a wrap for you, baby. But no, yes, maybe if we don't have it's not at the end of a 6-week travel journey, we'll have more energy. But true. I love the points you made, and I think that's specifically to me about experiencing that culture. I love being able to experience other types of Black culture, and that was my first real full dive into Caribbean culture and like deep end head dive in, and I loved it. It's so beautiful. It's so freeing. I love that for all those women and for all of you. And I brought a little bit home with me too, and so I appreciate that. And I think also just it's so fitting that we're talking about this in today's episode, because our very first guest is a woman in music who embodies all of this, whether it's about having fun, loving your body, being confident in your sexuality, like all of it.
For our very first guest on the Scottie and Sylvia show, we caught up with Victoria Monét about so many things, child. Okay, yes. We went down the list. We talked about motherhood. We talked about Jaguar. We talked about her tour. Pen game. We talked about her tour. We talked about MySpace. Girl, we
everything. And the new On My Mama video that I hope y'all are streaming and running up. We got to talk to her about that too.
Because it is the song of the summer still. And it's about to be the song of the whole year.
Of the fall. It could easily be on the 106 and Park countdown, and that's what I love about it. Can't you? It just fit right up in there. I can see AJ and free throwing
to say, the video is incredible. I hope people start taking notes.
So we're here with the Jaguar herself, honey. Grammy-nominated songwriter, singer, master of the pen game, Victoria Monét. Welcome to the show.
Guys, happy new season. Thank you for having me.
Of course. We are so happy to have you here. But before we dive in, okay? Because it's it's the beginning of the week. So yes. We got to check in. We always ask, how is your heart, Victoria?
So good. Today is a great Monday. I have a video dropping later today. I have an album dropping next week. So I'm feeling like I'm at the last lap of a winning race. You know? Like I'm right there with it. So I'm happy. How about you guys?
Oh, we're great. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired. We've been outside for a little bit, Victoria. We was out here.
We was out.
Where'd you go?
We was in Barbados, girl, at crop over.
We was in Barbados, honey.
Oh, wow.
Playing mass, y'all.
Next time, maybe.
Girl,
absolutely. You will come next year.
They would love to have you. I know. Barbados would be like, yes.
Absolutely.
How was it?
It was amazing. It's crop over is one of like the best festivals ever now that I have seen. I came, I saw, I conquered, and Sylvia also conquered as well. It is an amazing festival. Lots of fetes, which means parties, lots of drinking, Victoria, lots of fun, and lots of shaking your ass. So
tell me, what is your drink of choice? Is it giving rum, tequila? Like, what's your?
Well, my drink of choice is tequila.
We are tequila girls.
But when we on the island, it's rum.
Because that's what's there mostly. It's what's there.
Right.
And it's a good rum there. You know what I mean? Like it's
right. It's not the rum that gives you a headache over here.
That rum's different.
All it takes is one cup. And you're good to go for the rest of the day.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. How about you? That. You were a tequila girl, a rum girl?
I'm a tequila girl. I feel like I had gone through all the phases. I was in a vodka phase and I was a no. Like I kind of danced around and now I'm at tequila and there's never a problem the next morning. So I'm
never.
That's my girl.
That's right. Real. Yeah. That's right.
And also I was doing like this alkaline diet at one point and they were saying that, I know it sounds crazy, but they were saying that although alcohol is not alkaline, agave is alkaline and tequila is made from agave. So it's like kind of healthy, low-key. If you're going to drink.
I'm following that math. I am.
Yes.
Right. We found a loophole.
I like it.
Just in case.
I'm going to bring that up next time my doctor asks me how many drinks I have in a week.
Right.
Just tell them you had processed agave.
It's processed agave.
That's what I'm going to say.
But let's get into Jaguar II, because since your first EP, Nightmares and Lullabies, as an indie artist to just being days away from Jaguar II. How would you describe this chapter in your career?
Oh my gosh. This chapter has so many chapters within it. It's really crazy to just think about all of the steps it took, all of the people that helped me that are involved, the challenges that come up that I didn't expect, that I had to conquer. Um, it's really, really special to just be here and still want to do this and so excited and passionate about it and have a team mostly built of women to help me execute the biggest dreams of mine. So I feel happy. I guess um, I would call this chapter the light because a lot of it has been really like shady, dark. Some things have happened. I guess that's just any industry where a lot of people want to be successful, and you know, it's kind of, I think of it like when I think of like the NFL and how many people want to go to the NFL and they spend their whole life and starting from a little kid on a football team and then, but not everybody makes it. And then going to the Super Bowl is a whole other process. So I feel like I'm kind of there. I'm in the music industry, which is the NFL, and I'm trying to get to the Super Bowl. So there's been a lot of people that have been here for me, helping me through it. But I would say it feels like light right now.
I love that. I love to hear that. Because I did ask, first of all, Victoria, we watched you put in tons of work over the years. You are a true example of that. But, what was that turning point in your career when you thought, oh, yes, like I got next, like it's my time. And then, but then it wasn't the time. Like you're like, girl, it's my motherfucking moment. But then it wasn't the moment, because we all have those moments in our careers.
I mean, absolutely. I felt like that so many times. Like when I first moved to LA and I got signed to Dark Child, I was like, made
this
it.
is it. I'm out of here.
Got signed to Motown. Oh, definitely made it. It's Motown. Like this is what they do. And then we got jobs. It's like it always has been like this. I signed to Atlantic Records. Okay, I'm out of here. Like they got Bruno, they got B.O.B., they got T.I., they got all these superstars. Let's get it. Then I asked to leave that company because they didn't see the same vision that I saw, which is completely okay. But you want to align yourself with people who have the same vision for yourself that you have for yourself. But yeah, so many.
And what's that like though too? Like speaking up for yourself in those rooms and being able to be like, hey, this is my vision. And I'm going to stand by this vision. What's that like? Because a lot of people are scared to speak up because you assume that people in those rooms know more or better than you. And so you don't say a lot of what you have planned for yourself. And you just assume that they just tailor whatever it is and then you go with it. A lot of artists do fall, victim to that. So speaking up for yourself, what was that like?
It actually was really scary because when you're talking about your career in any sense or any career path, when you try to speak up for yourself, sometimes it's directly tied to how you can take care of yourself. So it's directly tied to your stream of income, which can make the pressure even more scary. But I think there's a certain moment where in each of our lives, or a bunch of moments in each of our lives, where we elevate in frequency, and some of the conversations we're having, like, have you guys ever had like a friend group and like went to go eat with them and maybe the conversation you're like, I can't believe we're talking about, like, I want to talk about something else. Can we talk about investments? Can we talk about, like, you just don't
you talking about the girls who only talk about niggas all the time. You be like, can we not talk about niggas all the time? Can we talk about something else, girls? We don't got to talk about niggas every day.
Just like on Mondays and Tuesdays.
I actually wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if you talk about them positively. Like, I feel like it's more positive versus negative than the actual subject matter. It's like if you're just coming together to commune in complaint, like kind of find who else is in the dumps with you, like relate on that way. But you understand, people need that. But sometimes it's nice to come together and just talk about all the great things happening in the world, all the positive. Like, I think about when I'm watching CNN or the news, I have to cut it off because I'm like, where's the good news channel? Because there's so many other good things happening. Why don't we report on some of those things and just focus on those things? So I guess it just comes, basically what I'm saying is just like you resonate differently, and you vibrate differently throughout periods of your life, and you kind of align yourself with the people that feel the same as you or who inspire you to elevate. So I guess I've had to do that
I
a
love
lot.
that.
I love that. No, that's real. That's real. That's why I like sometimes I'll check daytime news. TV is where sometimes you get the good news at. It's the
good
evening
news,
news where it's the bad. So sometimes you got to turn on like a GMA, a Today Show,
Yes,
with a
child.
Hoda and Jenny to get the to get the
Right.
positive in.
Hoda
I
gonna
don't
hold
know
us
why
down.
they save it for the morning, but that's it.
Yes,
Afternoon,
yes.
it's a wrap. We're back to reality. But
Turn it off. Yeah.
but speaking of subject matters, because your pen game, it can't be emphasized enough. And even just as somebody who just writes in general, I admire songwriters so much because it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Y'all make it look
Yeah.
easy, but it's really not. And
Yeah.
you know, your whole ethos a lot is about women owning and embracing their sexuality, tapping into their
Yeah.
sensuality and desires. Like, why do you think it's important for Black women, especially, to get more connected to our pleasure?
I think that there's so much power in it.
Mm-hmm.
And not just because you want to show people how sexy you are. It's really for self. It's for you. And just embodying and embracing everything that you are. You're just born so powerful as a Black woman. And I think sometimes we kind of, or maybe society has kind of
Yeah.
taught us to like shy away from showing that fully because we're almost like humbling ourselves and dimming our light to make other people comfortable, and we
Absolutely.
shouldn't. It's like
Absolutely.
actually make them uncomfortable, and maybe they'll be so uncomfortable that they grow themselves. You know what I mean? Like that's where I find that you grow the most is when you're uncomfortable, when that last mile on the treadmill, very uncomfortable, when you're out of breath and you're like expanding your wind capacity. And so it's not our job to make people comfortable. It's our job to make the world a better place and just be truly and infinitely ourselves.
But no, I think you made excellent points because I do think that like society, I think Black women are so powerful, and it's like if we knew, it'd be over, and so it's really society, the world are like, we gotta keep these Black women under our thumb, and
Yeah,
and so I love that, like, with you, with your music, with us, with our mics or with our pens, like, about reminding us of our power day by day. I
yeah,
think of us as when we were little girls, it was like just so free, so brave before the world got
yeah,
to us, you know?
yeah,
And so I love art that tries to like give that back in various ways. And I
yeah.
feel like yours does that for sure.
It's a revolutionary act. So
You.
it's something that's definitely necessary. I do want to talk about the pen a little bit more.
Let's do
Just
it.
a little
Yeah.
bit. First of all, where does the process, the writing, the creative process come from, Victoria, when you're writing? I do know, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you've been mentored by Darkchild, have you been mentored by him?
I would say more so mentored by LaShawn
Okay,
Daniels.
got it.
Big Shiz. He
Okay.
was one that was vocal producing and writing in the studio for this girl group I was in when I first moved to LA. And I just learned so much from him
Right.
in doing that. And he, like, me being a huge fan of all of his writing and his vocal production, from Say My Name to Brandy, Full Moon, like
Ha!
all of the things, Michael Jackson, like he's just like, so to be in the room with him as my first LA experience, I
Wow.
tried to soak up everything. I was just in that room, a little square sponge, like, please, I just want to watch and see how it happens. And then just him pushing me and making me do things over and over, like, no, one more time. Just seeing that type of process that I hadn't seen
Right.
before was really awesome. So I would say I owe a lot of my style and vocal production and everything to LaShawn.
Wow. And in the past, you've talked about the struggle between listeners knowing your music and but not necessarily knowing you, the person.
Yeah.
That fight and process to get from behind the pen and introduce the world to Victoria. Please,
Yes.
like, tell us what that's like, because I've always wondered, time and time again, how that works.
Well, it's just really interesting to have conversations with people, and they kind of tell you where they learned of you, and they tell you how they see you. So it's like some conversations are like, for you started as a songwriter and now you're becoming an artist. And in my head, it's like, well, I've always been an artist. I'm just, you're just now arriving to
Seeing
my
that side of me.
music
Yeah.
as an artist. Yeah. So it's
Right.
like just having to reintroduce myself to people as something that I always have been. It's really interesting. Um, but also just knowing that it's a process. And sometimes when you introduce yourself as one thing, or people are introduced to you as one thing, it's kind of hard for them to unsee you as that thing. So you have to give them that grace and that time. It's like if you had a friend and she's like, I'm a lawyer, I'm a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. But then one day she's like, actually, I'm a seamstress.
I love it.
You're like, wait, what? You're a lawyer. So you have to, and then the more she's sewing and making dresses, you're like, oh, well, okay, you are a seamstress. I get it.
Yeah.
But you also can like negotiate a deal, but you're a seamstress. So I guess it's just like this process of just reintroducing yourself and getting people familiar with who you want to focus on, what area of your life you want to focus on. So
And that's a
Yeah.
great amount of grace.
yeah,
Giving people a great amount of grace, because honey,
yeah, yes, it's just all a process. I've learned so much. I've been moments where I felt frustrated by it, like why don't people see me,
right,
and
right,
questioning.
right.
But I don't think it's always my job to make people see me how I see myself. It's just like just present and present and present and do exactly what you want to do, and then people's depiction of you, even if you did a hundred things right, they will pick that one wrong thing, and that will become what they think of you as. So it's
Right.
like you can't really always get it right. You just have to
And guess
keep
what? That's not your responsibility.
exactly.
Yep.
So
Yes.
yeah, that's it.
I was also wonder because like even the transition from like I mean I'm sure you were always writing for yourself, but like what the difference is when you're writing music for others versus for
Yeah.
yourself. Like I imagine
Yeah.
that when it's for yourself, it's a bit more of an emotional sacrifice, like you're giving more of like your
hmm
personal feelings, whereas
Mm-hmm.
when you're writing for any of the major people, whether it's Ariana Grande, Chris Brown, whoever else, like can you talk to me
Yeah.
about like how you transition between those two?
I think when I'm writing for myself, um, I guess it's more unedited. Like when I'm writing with other people or for other people, I think I have to kind of like think of it like a therapist. Like I'll do an intake, like, so what's going on in your life? Like, what is it that you want to write about? What style do you want to attach that to? Like, and I'll kind of have to filter filter that through my melody choices and my lyric choices and stuff, but it's still their story. And
Mm.
like I push that out. Whereas when I'm writing by myself or for myself, it's usually by myself. So I don't really have to consult or like edit. Like, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about this? It's kind of like all going on in my head. So I guess it kind of is more like a diary than like a like a perfect paper,
Mm-hmm.
like that I would submit to college and like get a grade on. I think that maybe is a huge difference. Like I'm writing for myself, it's kind of free flowing, and I know that it doesn't have to come out. It could sit in the computer if I don't like it, or if I love it, it can come out. So it feels very free, and I could just say whatever. But both are very fun. Both feel very fulfilling, and like I'm meant to do them. Um, and it's really cool to collaborate with different people, and like they kind of get you out of your head and out of your regular box even, and then put you in rooms where maybe you are uncomfortable and you grow. So I appreciate doing both. um yeah.
I love that.
I love that. Yeah. And I love
Yes.
that you talked about it feeling like a diary for yourself because I do feel like
Yeah.
your bodies of work are deeply personal. Like Jaguar II, I'm assuming probably we're going to get. Can we talk a little bit about what we might be content wise
Yes.
getting? Like what was
Yeah.
the emotional release that maybe this one will feel like?
Yeah, interestingly enough, um I feel like I Jaguar 2 is not linear. Like I didn't necessarily write about what I'm going through in my life right now. Like I don't have
Hmm.
um, a song about having a 2 year old. Like I don't have a song about being completely in love. Or I actually do, but there's also a song about heartbreak, which I don't feel right now. But it came up. It just happened, something that came up in the creative process that I felt years before. So not everything is so on the nose, I guess I would
Gotcha.
say, as far as what my life has been in the past 3 years, between Jaguar 1 and Jaguar 2. But it has some songs about kind of reflecting on the world. It has songs about um, saying goodbye in the best way. It has songs
Ooh.
about
Ooh.
knowing you're that girl and questioning
Hey.
why everyone else doesn't see it, like, or that special someone doesn't see it. It has songs that make you want to dance, about going outside. It has songs about um, being a pimp.
Oh,
So
Love
it's
it.
like very like
wait.
everywhere.
Come on.
Yes.
Now
Come
listen,
on,
it's
being a
like a full
pimp.
spectrum. So it's not like, oh, this is a heartbreak album, this is a love album. You got something for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like you got a little something for
Yes.
everyone
Right.
on this.
Girls, get your roster together. Get your roster together. This is it. It's time.
Let's
We're
go.
activated.
This is active. We're in the preseason. We're in the cuffing season, preseason.
Oh,
Give us the
that Jaguar
soundtrack,
season.
Victoria.
Okay.
Yes, I feel like at whatever phase you are at in your life, you can find something on this album that you can relate to today. So,
Come on.
you know, when I listen to a song like Unbreak My Heart, I remember listening to it at a time where I was heartbroken, but I'm not anymore, but I still love the song. So
Right.
it connects in a different way. So I feel like this is what this album is meant to do, is like in 50 years from now, when you put it in on the vinyl player and you're like, oh my God, I remember how I felt when I heard this, because that's exactly how I felt at that moment. But now I feel like twerking, or I feel like I'm a pimp right now, like I'm playing the cards. So I'm hoping, you know, everyone finds themselves in the album, but there sonically feels very similar to Jaguar 1, with like lots of live instruments and
I love to
horns
hear
and like bass
Love to hear it.
Love that.
Yeah.
And I love that you're talking about how like different content will hit differently when you listen to it. Like me and Scotty were just talking about that, how different albums will, like when you listen to them based on different parts, like where you are emotionally in your life, how
Yeah.
you'll relate to something, you'll hear something different.
Yeah.
You'll be like, yes, with this song,
Yeah.
that. Like, for
Yeah.
example, your song, We Might Be Falling in Love.
We might be fine.
I am not in love. And yet that song I I am not there, but when I hear it, it's like for that 60 seconds, which by the way, sis, I need the rest.
Yeah.
Where
the girls
is
are gonna
the rest?
fight you.
The girls are gonna come to the studio
Yeah.
and say, what is the unreleased verse, and how can we, because it's a tease. It's so good. I'll be like, love. Oh no, it's over.
And these vocals, please.
I was singing beforehand. I said, please don't make me sing it for Victoria. And here I go.
No, do it. And here you are. I love it.
But a lot of us heard it on the trailer for The Perfect Find, and we got a lot of our followers saying the same thing on the radio, Instagram, about how they love that song and loved seeing it there, just the romance of it all. And like your music can be so romantic. So we wanted to ask you. Well, one, I do want to hold you to it. Are we ever going to get the extended version?
Right.
You know what? To be real,
you could tell us now.
I literally I can't, because I was an independent artist when I put it out, and now I'm in a record deal. So like contractually I can't. So I was like, I can give y'all an extended version. We can put Bryson on it, but I can't record any new vocals to it. So I'm like, damn, I didn't know you guys would love it like that. But I also wonder if it was a full song, if you guys would like it as much, because like I know that with TikTok, everyone loves like short form content, like really tight, small clips of things. And so I feel like
that's the Gen Z girls.
Victoria, you talking to millennials right now. Please, sis. Much respect. But you talking to people that really like music, respectfully.
I would like to feel like I'm falling in love for another 60 seconds.
Right, thank you.
Okay.
But you teasing with that Bryson feature, I'd be in my feelings. Damn the contracts. Well, listen, if you know, if somebody happens to leak it, just mysteriously, we won't ask no questions.
I mean, you could, we got accounts too, Victoria. So if I leak it, it might be a little different than if you leak it. I can fight too. So whoever's gonna come to the door and try to, You understand?
Yes.
We can figure something out, Victoria.
Yes.
This let's take this off the mic.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's I love that. I love that jam. I love that song. And I was saying, it was so romantic, and we were wondering, like, what's your favorite romance film? Because like the way I saw it in The Perfect Find, and I was like, oh, like this is so much of your music could like soundtrack a lot of romance movies. So like I just wanted to know, what's your favorite one?
I think growing up it was Love and Basketball.
Growing up.
But growing up, but now I realize how toxic.
Thank you. Okay,
yeah, we were all there. We loved it all as a kid, and then we realized that Quincy McCall was on that bullshit.
Not the one. He was not the one.
Yeah. You know what? I think I just really wanted to be Sanaa Lathan. I was like, she's so cool.
Monica was cool.
She's so cool.
Yeah. You have one like now?
You're a Monica. Romance film. No, I don't think I have a favorite. What is your favorite?
Love Jones. Love Jones is one of my favorites. Okay. I love Jones. I love Brown Sugar. I was just watching Brown Sugar this weekend because of the 50th hip hop anniversary. It just felt right. Wow. It just felt right.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
I would say Brown Sugar. Yeah. And, you know, I got to put a white one in there. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I know. That's crazy.
I can't believe it's coming from you.
It's so crazy. But what dreams may come. It's with Robin. You seen it?
I have not seen it.
Basically, it's very sad. It's a very sad movie, but that's because I'm really emo, Victoria. So like, please. But you know what I'm saying. But Robin, what's his name? Robin Williams goes to find his wife in hell. That's it. That's all I'm telling.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Okay, he finds out he dies. He goes to heaven. And then his wife dies. She goes to hell. But for the, and he goes, heard you. I'm out of here. I'm going to go and get my wife.
That's love. That is
wow.
Love. Can you even do that?
Gets his wife. Listen.
I don't know what the rules are.
That's the type of romance that I need. You hear me? Go to hell and get me.
Come get me in the gates of hell.
Right. I ain't supposed to be here anyway. Come and get me. So yeah, it's one of my favorites. I love romance films.
Wait, there was another one that just came out. It's not a film, but it's a series, but it was so sad. Where it had how am I forgetting her name? She's Zoe Saldana.
From Scratch.
Girl. Yes. From Scratch. Oh my God.
A mess. You hear me? I cried.
Not right. It's not right.
So hard.
Because my mom still hasn't watched that last episode. She said she don't want to see it. She don't want to know. She wants to just pretend that Italian man and Zoe are living happily ever after.
Oh my God. It's so good.
That's facts. That's facts. But yeah, I just, honey, it from Scratch. Zoe was acting because the way that I had like really thought Zoe was going through it, I almost sent a DM like, "Girl, sis."
If you and the baby, if you and the girl, if you and your daughter need anything during this bereavement, right? Just let me know, okay? You need a casserole, you need a dish. I can bring one over.
I can bring a dish over, girl. What you need me to do? I love that show. I will never watch it again because it's just that sad.
No, one time only, baby.
One time type of show.
But I loved her black family within that show too. Like I want a show on them. I want a show on the family. But they were great.
Yeah, that would be the next season.
But girl, we got to get back to talking about this new music. Speaking of being hungry for new music, the fans have been begging for new music after Jaguar won. And I, sometimes life happens. A pandemic, and then your baby girl came. Yes. And she arrived at the top of 2021.
Yes.
If you had to give an album title to Motherhood, what would it be?
I feel like maybe it would be called the juxtapositions of love. Like it's the happiest moment of your entire life, but also the saddest, craziest, like most challenging thing. So that's like you're living on two sides of a spectrum simultaneously. It makes you a bit cuckoo, but also you're like enamored and you're like, oh my God, I just don't want to talk about anything else. Like I want to just show you all the pictures of my child breathing and everything, like just whatever she's doing I want to show, but also it's like get me out of here. Like, yeah, the house.
That's the honesty. I love it. No, I mean, I hear it's like, I mean, I can only imagine the roller coaster
Yeah.
of emotions in the early years.
Yeah.
And you've been open about dealing with postpartum depression while writing your latest single, On My Mama. And we're seeing more Black women talk openly about their pregnancy and childbirth experiences. Yes. So honestly, that maybe a little too honest. No, I'm kidding. It's never too honest. No. I heard people are losing teeth. This is so many things I didn't know.
Yeah, it was a whole thread. The whole thread on Twitter scared me.
I said, "Wow, y'all don't want me to have kids? That's crazy."
But
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
But more on a serious note, like just I love that the dialogue is helping women get the support they need.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was it like? Can you talk about what it was like adjusting to this new life while creating life at the same time, and just what kind of support you got during that time? Because I feel like you've talked about how your tribe was there for you. And like, I think so many people may have somebody in their life experiencing, but don't know how to be there for them. So like, can you talk a bit about what you feel like that support should look like for mothers and like just what that experience was like?
Well, for me, I had 4 other cousins because we had the baby in the pandemic, right? So I had 4 other cousins who were also pregnant because, there was nothing else to do in the house but smash. Tequila, everything. So, so I had 4 other cousins that were pregnant and we had a group chat. 4. It was like January. Hazel was February. Another baby was March. Another one was April. It was like back to back. Like, so I was able to share my experience and kind of check in, compare and contrast what was normal, and we hold each other up and like talk about baby products that we need to get. We talk about like birthing preferences and what we think we should do like in preparation for everything. We talked about like cribs we should get, so emotions, like all of the things that kind of come along in the process. So that was really important for me to have like a foundation of peers that are going through it at the same time and cousins. And then also relying on people who've done it before. So like asking my mom questions. And honestly, I feel like it made her feel empowered, even though she had me way before certain technologies and like tips and tricks that were out, and even like baby stuff. Like I had a thing where Hazel would just be rocked to sleep, and my mom was like, I wish we had that. Like she was just doing it by hand. So, but it's still, to share the experience was empowering. So it's make sure that you ask people who've done it before you for their advice, and also find your tribe, find your community of people who can relate, because even though people are there to support you, you kind of, if they haven't done it before, you kind of have you're missing a bit of the experience and advice that you would take to heart. It's almost like asking someone, for you guys, like who's actually had a successful podcast before, like what do you think of this and this and that, versus someone who's just a friend who's doing a different business. Like you appreciate the support, but you take the advice differently from someone who's gone through it and experienced it. It's kind of the same thing with like your body. And so for me, it was just really important that I communicate. Don't try to hold things in. Ask the questions, receive the answers. It's okay to ask for help, because us Black women, we be the ones that trying to take all the groceries in one trip because we need the help. Like, we're just so strong. So it's like actually learning to be strong by being vulnerable, because vulnerability is also strength.
Absolutely.
So it's like you just kind of got to change your perspective on a lot of things. But I encourage you guys to do it. It's crazy, but you got, if you won't
be a mama.
No.
You know,
It's a work in progress, baby. It's
we'll add you to the group chat when that time
most
comes.
definitely, because we got questions. We got questions, and I need honest answers. Okay.
got you. I got
Yes.
you.
But also, speaking of On My Mama, the video will have dropped by the time this episode airs. And we got a chance
Yes.
to get a sneak peek at it. And I caught a few
Yes.
references, including one of my favorite gifts.
Yes.
With the girl
Right,
walking with the
the
bag, with
first
the
gift.
aunties walking with the bag. I
Yes.
love that gift. I caught it. I said, this girl is of the internet.
Yes.
Okay.
Girl, you ate up that Sierra look.
That
You
Sierra
ate up that
look.
Sierra look.
I was catching a little formation in there. You gave the divine
Mhm.
nine a little stroll because you already know they about to
Mhm.
stroll to this. But can you?
Oh yeah.
But can you talk to us about the creative inspiration behind the visuals and just like any
Mhm.
other references we may not have noticed and just what the whole? Because I love it. The
Yes.
video's great.
Thank you so much. I really just wanted to do an ode to like the early 2000s. I feel like I had such a good time in the early 2000s. It was before I was paying bills. It was before like lots of stuff was happening. So I feel like thinking about the tall tees that like the fine niggas from school was wearing,
Baby.
like or like just to change the way that you wear your hat,
Yes.
like just culture of ours from the early 2000s, and just wanted to bring that back and feel that nostalgia again. So I wanted to throw as much of it as I could of it in the video, and try some things that are new for me. Like I'm usually a girl with like long flowy hair and wind, and I was like, let me try braids, like just straight backs. You know what I'm saying? Just like go to different sides of myself and just have fun. It was choreographed by Sean Bankhead and Aja as his assistant, which was they're just so good.
Now, who's in charge of that jacket moment? Because the way that I'm going to be having Sylvia try to slip me out of the next, I watched that about 2-3 times already now. And I said, now how the hell am I supposed to do this, Victoria? How am I supposed? I need a whole process.
That's the one that the
step.
Tick and the Talks are going to try to copy.
Oh, baby, yes. That was tough.
You know what? It's so crazy. We only got to shoot that part one time because it was at the end of the night and we had to wrap. So we like literally just barely got that in the video. But we had worked on it in rehearsals. We had to get the jackets made super early so we could just run through the smooth transition. But it was so fun and cool, and that's why we got so excited after we got it. We were like, yes,
it was really good.
I can't believe y'all did that on the first try. Wow.
For real.
Tell me.
For real,
what can't you do? What can't you do, huh? Because you also the dancing in general, like you was dancing your ass off, ma'am. Like that was amazing.
It was the fact that it wasn't just a varsity; it was a varsity that was like to the knees. So it's a heavy ass jacket that you're moving around. Yes. And also, where can I purchase that? Because I need that for okay.
I would love to have those as merch.
Yeah.
I would love to have those as merch. I might just do like a small capsule collection with certain things from videos. So there's only I only make 50 of them ever, and like whoever gets them, gets them. But yeah, that would be a goal of mine. Maybe for Christmas, around Christmas, it's gonna be warm.
And that's all. We were talking about TikTok earlier.
Yes.
Online, you offer a lot of glimpses into your life at home with your family. Talk to us about the relationship you have with the internet, and how do you draw these boundaries? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Like, where are we at with the internet?
I really go back and forth. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes I actually I'm like, no, I'm not posting anything else. I'm not doing that. Nope. So like what you see is probably like me like amping myself up. I'm like, okay, I'll share. And then the next week I'm like, no, I'm shy. There's so much stuff in my phone that's like, do I want to post this? Is it like, should I? And it's like kind of an indecision, but I want to. Sometimes because I just want to share what's going on in my life and the good things. Yeah. But then sometimes I coil up and I'm like, what if someone says something mean? Like I kind of get shy. I'm back and forth a lot. So I have a love-hate relationship with the internet. But I do enjoy how funny it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like people can't take nothing seriously. Like that after that brawl
baby.
I'm like, y'all.
They were working overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my children that was the Boston Tea Party. I will.
Right.
Yo, so the internet is just like undefeated, so unhinged and so crazy.
Right.
So how do you guys feel about it? Like, do you feel like you love it, or you're like,
I love the internet.
okay,
You know,
okay.
I hate it in certain parts, of course. I truly hate, especially when certain news comes out and you start hearing people's perspectives and you're like, wow, you're really dumb. But like, oh, you had no idea you were that dumb. So you're like, in other moments, it's just the funniest place on earth. Like, you know, when you see the memes and things like that. So I do maybe have a love-hate, but I think the hate is for the ignorance. So like, it's usually, you know, if I'm sharing good news, I know that it's going to be received well by the people I love and the people who love me. You know, if somebody does have something negative to say, I just know something ain't going right in their life, honey, and they have to project and do their best to keep from thinking about what the fuck is going on in their life. Excuse my language, Victoria. I don't know if the baby round.
Nothing.
But,
No,
but you know, I try to have more boundaries now.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm like, I don't need to post I can just put the phone down. Also, I don't have to scroll all the time when I'm bored. Find something else to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
I think my addiction, because we built this shit brick by brick.
Yeah, brick
you
by
understand?
brick.
Brick by brick. We started in MySpace.
Twitter, especially.
Yes.
You know?
Oh my God, MySpace. Yes.
This is what we do. So as you know, as the founding mother of this, I want to be able to put it down.
Victoria, what is your earliest memory of being online? Were you a MySpace girl? Were you a Black Planet girl? How far back does it go for you?
Ooh,
MySpace. It was MySpace. That's exactly how I got an email from Rodney saying come audition for the girl group on MySpace.
I love that.
Ages ago.
I love that. A lot of people forget that MySpace was supposed to be a music, or it turned into a music site at one point, like social media site, like when Facebook was like they were trying to like separate before Facebook won, you know, but they were poor Tom was fighting for his life. But I love that. I love that. That's how Rodney found you.
We were coding back then. We were like,
for
coding,
real,
putting music, all of it.
Yeah.
I had a voicemail on my page. Like you can leave a voice. You could call. Yes, Sylvia. What about it?
I ain't said nothing. I said up
because they would say, "Hey, girl, hi, I'm gonna see you in class tomorrow." All right.
She was already producing a radio show already back in the.
Did you guys used to play music on your voicemail, like when people?
The kids today don't know.
What was your song?
I will I'll hold the phone up to the daggone radio and get it done, okay? Because we didn't have, they don't know what we had to go through, okay? You hear somebody, mom in the back, like, Mom, I'm trying to record my voicemail, stop.
Right.
But I was
Mario.
What
was the song for you, Sylvia?
I definitely had like Out of My System because like I had a sidekick and it was like with smiley faces on your sidekick, out of town. Hard to get you out of my system. You don't know what you do to me. T-Pain had me in the chokehold and Bow Wow, but yes.
Mine was Mario, Come On, Baby, Baby, Come On. You remember that?
Hey.
It was a little back. Because I had the Nokia phone. If y'all had the Nokia phone back
I did have the Nokia. That was my first one with the snake game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Snake.
Yeah.
Simple time.
Victoria, what was yours?
I actually don't remember, but I'm assuming it was probably B2K.
Oh,
of course.
I love B2K.
Kids today don't know tragedy like we knew when Omarion
Pandemonium.
Pandemonium. I ain't never loved no little boys like that in my life, okay?
Okay, so hold on. When they released the albums, remember when they released the albums with the independent faces on them?
Yes.
Which album did you buy?
Because we know we're
Little
early.
Fit.
Oh, you was a Little Fit girl. Okay. All right. We were J Boog. We were J Boog girls.
I thought we was gonna have to rumble on here.
But it's enough. It's already
good to know.
We don't play about Jay. Okay. Child, we can sit here and Dr. Massage all day. I'm gonna try to stay focused because it feels like a girl chat, but I need to we need to talk about this tour before we lose you. You were first solo headlining 22 city tour kicks off
Yes.
September 6th in Detroit. First of all, Scottie, talk to her.
Okay,
the tour sold out in minutes.
Okay, so Victoria, the girls want to know, and they said come outside. They're not gonna fight you, but they said why would you not have a bigger venue? Like they want bigger venues because they were upset.
They
like
blinked
the
and it was
amount
gone.
So
of
mad.
tweets that was like, Victoria, like why would you do this? Why wouldn't you have a bigger venue? So tell us, please.
I didn't do it. It was my
wasn't
team.
you.
She
Okay.
said, "Hey."
Direct. It was not.
She said, "Don't at me."
Right.
A Caroline Yim.
Give them the handles.
No, honestly, I was really surprised. Because it's hard to know who will actually support you until it happens, because you can see all the tweets, you can see the streams, and you can try to like gauge the metrics, but I've never been on a headlining tour before. So we were like, how do we know who would want to show up and buy? And so I guess we showed and learned. So now
we just have to do. You have to double back,
especially in the time where tours are not selling right now. A lot of people's tours are not selling. So like your fan base really showed up. Not that you would know.
Can't relate.
Can't
Victoria
relate.
said I cannot relate
about it.
But I've heard it through the grapevine.
Sorry to those men.
Yes.
No, I just, you know what? I figured that I thought that tours were actually really like everyone's touring right now. Like the venues, even if we wanted to upgrade the venues, I've been telling my fans that I can't because all the venues are booked. So I'm thinking like everybody's on tour. Everybody, everybody's out. But maybe that's another reason why it's harder to sell tickets, because you have so many options in the same season. It's like everybody's on tour.
Everybody's on tour. So, you're right about it. And we only got so much money to spend. But the girls said we're spending it on you, Victoria. You are in the budget.
Right. Does this inspire you to push the goal post even further now?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. And I actually get to see on September 4th, I'm seeing Beyonce for her birthday show.
In LA? Yeah.
In LA. So I feel like I'm about to go on tour so inspired and lit. Like I just saw Beyonce. I'm trying to like go crazy. So I'm just excited to just get on the road and see people face to face and party with them. I feel like every night's gonna feel like a party / I'm gonna be emotional the whole time. But I do want to do it again. I want everybody to be able to go. It sucks that like some people didn't get the chance. My mom texted me like, I was trying to get tickets. I'm like, Mom, I got your ticket.
Not Mom. You know what? Relatable content. All right, relatable content.
She was trying to be supportive. She was trying to be on the site like, yes, I'm first. But I was like, Mommy, I have your ticket. But some of my family members even, they were like, we can't get.
I'm about to say, Victoria, how you gonna do that? Like, what do you do when that happens? When the whole family wants to show up?
They gonna have to stay on the side of the stage.
I have a couple tickets allotted at each show for guests, like my personal guests or record label guests. So there's like a small window of people that I can still give tickets to.
Okay.
But for the general admission tickets, I don't have control over it. But I got my family and friends on lock though.
That's perfect. Because what about the cousins you never hear from, and then you hear from them around this time?
I'm not mad. We got the same blood. Come on in.
Okay, good.
Generous. Just a generous soul.
She's so sweet.
Just a sweet person.
Because when I say new number.
I've actually had the same number for like, I feel like at least 10 years. Wow. I didn't like.
I've had I'm not a change too.
Same too. I've had my number about 15 years now.
I only changed it once because I was getting some collect calls I need to know about.
No, I'll be lying saying I got a new number or a new phone.
Well,
no, I'll say
now.
New phone. So that I don't know who's texting me. New phone. I don't know.
Oh, new phone.
Yeah.
So before we close out, we have a couple wind down questions that we wanted to ask you. Just maybe a little.
Do they come with wine?
We should have drank.
You got wine in the house?
Because we could pour up a glass right now if you have the time, baby. It is new. It's 5:00 somewhere.
It's 5:00 somewhere.
It's like 12:30 p.m.
So what's up? I know it's 12. I have to go to rehearsal. I'm gonna be rehearsal tipsy.
I know, so we won't do that. We won't do that. But we did want to ask because you were talking about like you're going on tour, you're revving up. You said you're excited to see all your fans, but I
Yes.
have to imagine like even when the smaller stages that we get on, there's some anxiety there, and like you kind of have to rev yourself up. So like when you need encouragement, like and just think to be like on your shit or get back on your shit, like what does your inner voice sound like? Like what is your inner Why you laughing?
It's really because I refer to myself as bitch. Like, come on, bitch.
Bitch.
Let me
Okay.
get it together.
Yeah.
Even on my Apple Watch, if I complete a workout, my phone will be like, bitches workout complete. Like, good job, bitch. Like it's like, okay, bitch, get it together.
Bitch,
All
get
right,
up.
bitch.
All right.
That's real.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes. So I
amazing.
think
So
that's
that's
a little bit of tough love.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
okay. So how do you unwind, Victoria? Like how do you say, you have a lot going on right now. So how do you sit down and you
Yes.
say, all right, I gotta chill? Like, do we
I
go
think
on
I
vacations? Are we turning
no,
on
I had a
Tubi?
And I really like, there's a couple things that I really like to do, but I haven't had the time for. So when I try to like unwind after a long day, I'll put the TV on, but I'll also fall asleep
I
to
love
it.
it. I
So
love
like
it.
I don't get to complete the show, but I do love like taking little moments and making them feel special, like in the shower doing my skincare routine or like soaking in an Epsom salt bath, like simultaneously cleaning but also like relaxing at the same time. Trying to like group things together because even when I'm off work, the time is allotted to Hazel and family.
Yeah.
So I'm not technically off.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, though, I do really enjoy a massage. There's this place in LA that gives you like akusuri scrub. So they scrub you with like sugar or something from head to toe,
Ooh.
and it's you come out with new skin, and it's the best. It's the best. You guys got to try
Say
it.
it one more time. What is it?
She give us
What
the
is
name.
it?
It's called.
We'll gatekeep.
It's
Just
a
tell us after. Tell us
yes,
after.
yes,
We'll
yes.
gatekeep
Nope.
so we could get an appointment. Because if we said on the mic,
Yes.
sorry girls, I'm gatekeeping.
You know what? You know what?
I would like to go.
Sylvia.
I would like to go first. Oh, girl, I wish we could sit here and talk to you all day. I
All
really
day.
do. But we have this segment called Before We Let You Go, where
Okay.
so it's something we do each week before we close to share a few words of affirmation to our listeners. Usually it's something
Okay.
that maybe was stuck with us or sometimes it's held us together over the past week. It doesn't have to be an original quote. Sometimes we quote somebody else or just something we've heard. But we want to know what
Yeah.
words of affirmation do you have to share with our listeners for the week?
I would say I was actually just listening to this podcast on the treadmill from this motivational speaker called Joe Dispenza, and he was just talking about the power of changing your mind and the reason, maybe some of the reason why we experience anxiety, and the only reason why we would be anxious is because we are either living in the predictable past or we're trying to predict the future. If you're in the present moment where nothing is wrong with you and nothing is happening, then you are okay. Everything's fine. So if you can learn to be present and not think about the past or the future, that's where your calm and your peace is. You can also change your life by changing your mind, because your mind is creating your reality. Everything that you have right now is something that you thought of before. So like everything from the way your hair looks to your makeup to your home to where you live to what you're doing right this moment is something that you thought of before. So if you think of the same things, you're going to get the same results. And if you don't like what you have to change the way you think. It starts with your mind and how you speak. So just starting your every morning with like positive affirmations, because positive affirmations, when you say I am anything, it directly tells all of the cells in your body to start being that thing. I am beautiful, I am smart, I am abundant, I am free. All of those things really actually change the way you feel and the way you operate throughout your day. So maybe you write them down, because when you write certain things down, they end up coming true more easily than if you just think about them, because the key is you have to remember them. But basically, the idea is positive thinking, changing the way you speak about yourself and about others and about your situation by living in the present.
Ooh, that's powerful.
This is the fact that you had that in the tuck.
You just had that in the tuck. You said, "Oh yeah, real quick. Let me blow your mind. Let me just blow your fucking mind. Let me read you and take your edges. Y'all, are your edges still there, listeners? So sorry. Victoria just came and snatched us up. Talking about we're not in peace because we're not being present. We're trying to control the future, thinking about the past. Wow, read
on the present, the past, and the future. Absolutely.
It's the trying to figure out the future for me. I gotta let it go.
Hello? It's the unknown that's terrifying. Okay, but I'm gonna sit down and think about that, girls. Okay, that's it for this week's episode. Victoria Monét, thank you. It's been amazing having you on the show today. You are such a presence. Yes. It is amazing. Jaguar II is out August 25th. And we gonna be cranking that baby out.
And on our hoods, we gonna be downloading, streaming, running up the numbers. All right,
back to
back. We can't wait.
Okay,
thank you so much.
But this is truly your fucking moment, and this is going to be.
Yes, own it, bask in it, be present in it, love it.
Yes,
it's happening, and you are so deserving. So, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much.
Bye.
And we got to talk. We got to get on a group chat. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, we will do that. And everybody else, make sure you come back next week for more Scottie and Sylvia because we do it all for you. Bye, y'all.
Yes. Before you move on, if you like this episode, guess what? We have more for you.
Go on ahead and click on one of these videos for more Scottie and Sylvia.